Hi everybody and welcome to our episode about templating with basic command jobs. In this episode I will show you how powerful the NetYCE command jobs are by using templates, functions, variables and our conditionals. I will start by showing you where you can find the templates in NetYCE. We go to build and in here we click on templates. For the normal ICE nodes you can also use the main templates and port templates, but since we're using CMDB nodes we will only focus on the subtemplates. What you can do here is you can generate a template. Let's call it test. Description test. And in the template you can choose a vendor. So in our case we're going to choose Comrade 7. What you can do then is you can edit the template. I am a Comrade 7 template. And you can put it on production. We can do the same for a Cisco template. We make the same template, we call it test. We choose Cisco iOS with a description. Then in here we type I am a Cisco template and we also put it on production. Now if we go to operate and we remember our template name is test and we go to node config, basic command jobs, and we load our CMDB nodes, you can see I created here a dummy Cisco node to show you how the multi-vendor command job works. So in the command job here you can now specify your template by using these brackets, and in between you fill in your template name. So we just created a template called test. Now if I would push this command job toward the device, it will grab the template for Comrade 7 and push this one to the Access 1 device, and it will grab the template for Cisco and put it toward this device. To show you how this would look like, I will disable the Comrade 7 node and click on evaluate. Now you see here, this command was going to be pushed toward the Cisco node. I'm a Cisco template. Now I go back and I select the Comrade 7 node with the same template. And this command was going to be pushed toward the Comrade 7 template. So in this example I wanted to show you how you can create multi-vendor templates, and in the next example we will make some use cases where this can be useful for. Before we continue with the templates, I would like to show you where you can find on our Wikipedia page all the options and functions about templating. Here on the left you see design, build, operate and admin, and we go to templates in the middle. In here you see a more detailed explanation of what all is possible with the templates. If you want to make comments in your template, for example, you can use these characters followed by a space. In the template it will then look like this. So you can make a comment, you can fill in your code, you can make another comment, you can fill in your code. It's really easy. You can do the same with subtemplates. So you can make a comment where you explain what a subtemplate does and why you're using it. Then you can insert your subtemplate, and you can do the same with the second line. This can be very useful if you're working with large configuration files, so other people using them know what you did or what you're trying to do with your command job. What I would now like to do with you guys is make some templates for our example. So in the beginning I already created some subtemplates here, but as you can see they're empty. So what I would like to do now is I would like to fill them with you. What you have to know is the NetYCE subtemplates use a revision. So when something is in production, you cannot edit it. What you do is you add a new one. By doing this, you also force people to create new revisions so you can always see what the changes were. In our case, we're now going to make for the Comrade 7 an add VLAN template. So I have it here in a text file on the right. I copy paste it and I save it. I'm going to do the same for Cisco. I can't do this. Keep in mind, when you create a new template, it's planned, so we have to put it in production first. Okay, then we go to the Cisco one, we create a new one, the Cisco name convention of a new VLAN, and we put it in production. And we do the same for our VLAN interfaces. This is for our Comrade device. And this is for our Cisco device. You see when you put a new template in production that it puts the other one in historic. So it's good for a history of the commands and the templates that were changed. What we can now do here in the basic command job, we can first make a comment on the template. So we're going to say add layer 2 VLAN, and then we insert our template. Add VLAN. We do a space with the other comment option, and we make a new one. Add layer 3 VLAN. And this template is called add interface VLAN. Now if I make this screen a little bit bigger, and you will see on the evaluate for the Cisco dummy node, it will push this toward the Cisco one. So as you see here, it loads the Cisco templates I created here on the right, and you see here that it automatically steps in when you add a space for a nicer overview of your code. So we go back and we open the Cisco production template. We click on it, we create a new one, and we add a space here. We put it on production. We save it and we close it. And now if we do this again, you will see that it nicely steps in here, so it's more readable. So this is great. So we have now a layer 2 VLAN and a layer 3 VLAN, which works both on Cisco and on HP. Here you see on HP it loads the other two templates we created with the same name. And what we can now do is we can add a function in here. The NetYCE command job engine, or the templating engine as well, has multiple functions which you can find on our wiki. But one I really like is the wait. You can add a hashtag, wait, followed by a number. Make sure that between the hashtag and the wait is no space, because if I do it like this, it becomes a comment. And when I do it like this, it becomes a function. You see it here in our wiki under templates where he explains about this. So if you do 1.5, it waits 1.5 seconds. If you add a space, it becomes a comment. Don't add a comma because it thinks it's only 1 second. And if you change the 1 into 10, it waits for 10 seconds. So it's really straightforward, really easy, but it can be really handy in some situations. So we can actually add a comment here. Wait for 1 second to let the code be processed. The next topic I want to inform you guys about is the use of variables in templates and command jobs. What you can do here under the scenario in parameters, you can specify a variable you would like to use in your template or in your command job. So for example, VLAN_number is 800. Now when we want to address the variable in the command job, what we can do is we use the less than and greater than signs, and in between we put the name of the variable we just created. And what you will see now when we do evaluate is that it plays number 800 here at the bottom. So by doing this you can make your templates flexible and just tell the user of it to fill in here the correct details, and then the template will be filled by himself. To show you this example, I'm going to edit the templates we just created, and I replace the number 700 for VLAN_number, and I do the same here with the name, VLAN_description. I will do the same with the Cisco one. What you will now see when this template is being called, it's going to be filled in with this information. To show you that it works, I will type in here blah blah blah, and I click on evaluate. As you see now, it replaces the number of the VLAN and the description or the variables we placed in the code. So this can be very useful because you can create universal templates, and you can tell the engineer just to replace the parameters here at the bottom, and then the NetYCE template will take over these parameters and create a whole dynamic template for you, which you can push toward the live situation. And at last, to round up this episode, I would like to explain you a little bit about the conditionals. On our Wikipedia page, under build template conditionals, we have a page which goes a little bit more into detail about what you can do with the conditionals, what all the options are. But what most people are familiar with are the if, then, and else options, which are also explained here. You can do substitution. To give you an easy and basic example, we go back to our command job. What I want to do here is when you push this job toward a core node and an access node, I actually would like to filter these layer 3 VLAN because the access layer 2 in my case doesn't have an access layer 3 VLAN, only the access layer 2. And to do this, you can use a conditional. So let's say, for example, our Cisco node is the core. So we only want to push the layer 3 VLAN toward the Cisco one and not toward the HP one. What you can do is you can actually create this template for the HP switch and then just leave it blank. Or you can filter on the vendor type. So what you see here in the top, this is actually a variable you can use. So let's say we only want to add this interface VLAN when it's a Cisco. So what we then do is we use two pipe signs, the greater than and less than, to address the variable. So if the vendor type is Cisco iOS, then load this template. So let's see what happens. I select my HP access switch. And what you will see here now, it does not add the layer 3 template. When I go back and I select the Cisco one and I click on evaluate again, it does select it. So these are the conditionals. With the conditionals you can add some more flexibility in your template or in your command job, and you can be as creative as you want to be. That was it for this episode. I probably overwhelmed some of you with all the possibilities of templating and command jobs. Others might have more questions and would like to go deeper into this subject. For the both of you, I can advise you to just start making some jobs and templates and to use our wiki and forum pages for more information or questions.